learning to work with clay, especially on the wheel, is a really challenging thing. It is directly connected to how we learn as people. We sort of need to build a foundation before we grow from that foundation. And so when we're working on the wheel, we're trying to get the basics down first. We're going to do these 5 things so that we set you up for success. You're going to repeat those 5 things. We're going to go through them over and over again so that they're committed to long-term memory. And then you'll be ready to hear more and you'll be ready to absorb more as we go through. We need the clay to stay stuck on the wheel in order to make a pot, right? But as we get better at working with the clay, we're not so concerned about the clay staying on the wheel. We're more concerned about us being able to have control over the clay. And I think that has to do with really embodying the student and really trying to understand what they're going through and trying to set them up for success and to try to put whatever pieces in place so that they can succeed and they can feel good about themselves even as they fail. I'm trying to communicate a feeling to my students. And I'm trying to articulate that feeling in many different ways so that eventually they're gonna have that click. And then when they get there, I get the credit for it, but really they're the ones that deserve the credit. I think the key to being able to learn is vulnerability. And I think the older we get or the better we are at what we do every day and the less risk that we take, the less we're able to be vulnerable, to fail, to feel okay about it. I often sort of thank my students that they've put themselves in a place where they can be vulnerable. Fail, it's not an evaluation on you. It is just part of the process. And I find that there are some people who are so afraid to fail that it inhibits them from learning. I struggled more than anyone could imagine at the wheel. I really felt like I needed to be able to do this, get over that learning curve. So I often put myself in the shoes of my students and say, I had a really, really hard time with this and I stuck with it. And now look where you can get there. Anybody can get to where I am. It just takes time and dedication. You have to move slowly and enjoy the process. So it's just persevering through the struggle in order to eventually get it.